Okay, well, you know, many years ago, I don't keep track of time that well. I kind of belong to my own little French Foreign Legion and I don't look back too much. But many years ago, a long time ago, I forget when, I was drawing gourds. I used to belong to the American Gourd Society. And later I gave up drawing gourds because it was hard to get to this family plot. I had to take a bus and walk a long ways. It took me so long I gave that up. But I go up to take Highway 89 up through Ogden into Brigham City, and there's fruit stands that sell the green gourds that you can dry yourself. But here's one gourd. I have many gourds. I don't know how many I have, 60 or something like that. But here's a gourd I made, and it features the old Bill and Nada's, which was a 24-hour restaurant that was famous in Utah. And I put the little pictures around them and then done some decorations around them. And I use various media to color them. I just constantly experimenting with stuff, just Sharpies. Sometimes I mix my own stuff, etc. But then I put a coat of UV-resistant acrylic on, and I paint it with a varnish of polyurethane to make it a little tough.
Well, before you go on, what was your favorite thing to order at Bill and Nada's?
Oh, I was one of those guys that would sometimes go in there with a hangover and I'd just order a traditional breakfast. You know, just some eggs or some pancakes, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, they had rabbit on the menu.
Yeah, I tasted the rabbit once.
On the jelly omelet.
Yeah, that's not the only restaurant I've seen a jelly omelet at. I guess it's sometimes done. I've also had the brains and eggs, which I didn't care for, but I was able to eat it. They had some unusual things on the menu. But anyway, it's gone now, but it didn't last a century, almost. Here's one that I wood burnt, and the only trouble is I haven't got the knack of drying it down, and I often have to dry them in poor areas. That's all I have available, like a cold storage unit. Many of them bleed through, and you have to dry them and then soak them and take off the green skin. And because they bleed through, there's splotches. So I need to color them because it's all splotched. But now then one comes to clean and I can wood burn it. This was nice and clean and made a nice, beautiful little wood burn. I have some larger ones with wood burn too. I'd like to do more of that. Here's a funny little small one. Some of the gourds, when you dry them, they kind of cave in a little bit. And some people throw those away, but I kind of like them. I like weird shapes. I like the offbeat shape of gourds. But I also used to do hard fire pottery when my friend Steve Kirkland lived in town. We have a few examples of that here. Oh, we have another. Oh yeah. Here's one of a bug. You know, I guess I was influenced by the cricket thing, even though it doesn't look like a cricket. And this just says Deseret bug. Sometimes with glazes, things don't come out. This glaze had come out to me before, kind of reddish, but it came out rather dirty, brownish sometimes. You never know with these brick kilns that aren't super tight. It comes out in all kinds of ways. I've always liked Japanese flower arrangements, and I've looked in books and found there's a certain school that has very strange pottery. And of course my stuff is very barbaric, but here's something I made for flower arrangement. This one isn't even being used. It can have a tuft coming out here or whatnot. But this just simply says Utah.
Pick up a couple of those heads and let us see them on the camera.
Oh, I forgot to do this. Here's just another little gourd. And here's I used to do this stoneware with Steve Kirkland, and he was making head jugs. Some guy was encouraging him to do it because he heard of Georgia head jugs, but
he would also make pots for me, and I would make head jugs out of them, and I'd pay him a little for the jugs. Sometimes I made mine fresh, but the ones I had were made by Steve Kirkland, and then I decorated them. So,
do you have any still filled with Raisin Jack?
No, I didn't. I used to make my Raisin Jack, and I had some in these gourds. But I gave my last bottle of Raisin Jack to kind of a slightly famous person. What's his name? Michael Hurley. Michael Hurley. So if anyone knows, ask Michael Hurley what he thought of my bottle of Raisin Jack. But I used to drink a little too much, and I was never a sloppy drunk. Well, I was when I was a kid, just a weekender, you know, but I sipped a little too much. I would just sip all day, and I decided to stop making my own booze. But you can see me drinking my booze in a little documentary on the MySpace side or the Charles Schneider YouTube side. Here's this other little jug. A little character with a beauty mark. Got shipped. And this just says on the back, Deseret Head Jug. Deseret Head Jug. Let's see what the other one says on the back. The other one also says, just Deseret Head Jug. It just announces what it is. But
some of the viewers might not know what Deseret is.
Oh yeah, well I just have to check out my Bob Moss art website. I don't feel like talking about it. I'm tired of it. I do it all the time, but you know, it's an alphabet the Mormons tried to get going in the 1800s and it failed. But here's a little piece. Years ago I did a cover for Slug, and it won the Best Magazine Cover of the Year award at City Weekly. Didn't do anything for me. No one contacted with me even after all won this big award for any follow-up stuff. But anyway, I did one in color and one in the black and white using wood burning, and this came out pretty well. So here it is. And here's the Deseret key with some clown cookie jars. I thought this would be good just for families, for a kitchen or something. You know, but no, that people don't seem to buy them. I don't think I've ever sold one of these little clown cookie jar things. I sell other things pretty good. But the proprietor here at Blitz Hairdressing and Art Studio likes them. Now here is back here you can see this is Tom Rapp of legendary 60s, 70s group Pearls Before Swine. He later recorded some stuff on Blue Thumb, I think it was, or Bruno, on his own name. But I think he's best known for Pearls Before Swine stuff, but he was kind of Pearls Before Swine, even though he had some neat people, especially the flute player. But I think it looks sort of like a chess piece. And this looks like an avenging angel. So he doesn't look like a super tiny angel. And I guess it's sort of like the people weren't listening to the prophet or the bishop or the poet. So this angel's going to have to incur some vials of wrath of some kind. Since the populace didn't listen to the poet, Tom Rapp, the bard. So anyway, I got a million of them. Just constantly doing them. I even completed a piece out of the Utah Burning Man. We'll be sure to be seeing new pieces of mine and hear me rattle off like a fool in future's edition of Bob Moss YouTube website. So good day, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll talk to you soon.